Hi guys, another wooden kit from my stock. Cost me £1.99. St Peter's Hospice, that blue label. Pathfinders, wooden automata. Whimsical mechanical toys that have lifelike movement when their crank is turned. This flying pig automaton flaps its wings, kicking its legs out as it flies. Oh, that's a interesting bit. I think I've done one of these before. I've certainly done a pterodactyl or pterosaur that looked like a similar box on the bottom. Finished size 9 inches by 9 inches. All pieces are pre-cut, ready to go, glue included, only scissors and a ruler required. Natural wood, no coatings or paint on any pieces, so if you want it to turn pink, you'd have to paint it yourself. Well, that looks good. Still in its original pack. You can read that if you like. I don't think that glue's going to be any good, but we do have some. Do I need a tray? I'll get a tray to put the bits in. Bit of string, some screw eyes, some neoprene tubing or silicone tubing. Okay, put them on the side. Right, put that on the floor. Probably want the bit that fell on the floor first, don't they? This is why we need the ruler to measure the pieces. Right, one piece 3 by 2. 3.2 centimeters. 3.5. Yep. And another piece, 3 centimeters. Okay, so those two, which happen to be the same size, can go back on the tray. I better go and get some glue now. Right. Assemble the whole linkage with glue and then place it aside to dry. So, drop of glue in the hole. That's probably more than we actually need. Doesn't actually show any glue on there. Which is interesting because that's a tighter fit than the other ones. Oh. Now, did I use the right piece? Yes, that's right, 3.2. I reckon that middle piece should have had some beeswax on it, because that's supposed to rotate. Well, it seems reasonably okay. And 2 5-centimetre pieces. 5. And 5. And they're going to go in there. But they're a loose fit. Oh, I just realised what I'm doing. I'm doing it from there. This is where we start. I'm not wrong, but I jumped ahead. Right, we've done that. I could just cut the plastic, but I won't try and slide it on because that'll upset it while it's gluing. So 2.5-centimetre stoppers. Well, 0.5 centimetres is 5 millimetres, isn't it? I think I'd rather have used a sharp knife. Never mind. That's our 2 bits of tubing. So I was thinking we were going to have to wait for those bits to dry, but I've realised we can do the wings because they're completely separate. So we have 2 wings. I'm going to have to glue these pieces onto them, and it tells you here the wing holders have smaller holes. What does that mean? That's a smaller hole. Does that mean I might have used the wrong bits on the previous one? Big hole, small hole, big hole, small hole. Ah, wait a minute, there's one more piece. Yeah, that's 2 big holes on there. Those are smaller holes on there. Well, that was lucky. Okay, so those are going to be glued on there and on there. And again, I'm reading that bit, whereas the instructions are here. We have to space them in by 2 millimeters. Just get an idea of how far 2. Yeah, just a little bit. And we've got 2 of these. Glue in there. I've just done that wrong. I'm really not reading the instructions. I'm supposed to be using this piece, not these pieces. Oh. Not getting the hang of this. I'm trying to do it from here, whereas I should be reading here first. Read the instructions first. It says glue them in, then cut them off. Right, I'm going to get a knife to do that. It's suggesting doing them with the scissors. I expect they're doing it on the basis of they don't want children to use a knife. So that's 2 millimeters thick. And we have to have 0.8 millimeters sticking up. So in other words, these have got to be 1 millimeter long, 1 centimeter long. So when it said everything was cut to length already, it wasn't entirely telling the truth, was it? Put them to one side to dry. Eventually I'll get the idea of read the instructions first, won't I? Put the ears on the pig. Pig, ears. Put that aside to dry. Right, we can't assemble that until the first bits that we will glue in have dried. I could go ahead and glue the legs. I'll be doing it out of order. We recommend painting the body and legs before you assemble the pig. Well, I'm not going to paint it. Front leg, back leg. Nope. Front leg, back leg, back leg. Put the screw eyes in. This is going to split the wood, isn't it? Right, seems to be going in okay. There's no marking as to exactly where the screw eye should go. Cut two 2.3 centimetre pieces from the small stick, glue onto one side. I see, because it's going to go through the pig. Okay. So on one side, we glue them through. I keep saying we'll stop for the paint to dry, glue to dry, and then keep finding another bit we can get on with. But I think, is that as far as we can go now? Yeah. I think that's the gluing as far as we can go until they've dried. Then we've got to push them through the pig's body and glue the other side on. And I've just realised I didn't need to put screw eyes on all four legs, because I think it's controlled from one side. Oh well. I am having fun failing to follow instructions as usual. I really am hopeless reading the instructions. Screw eyes into the middle of the legs at the position shown, one on the front left and one on the back right. I put one on each of them, so I'll have to take some off. You can see there, front right, that is. It says front left. That's the front right. Never mind, even they get it wrong. Just for reference, that's the bits that I've glued so far, and we're going to wait for them to dry. So, legs, wings, whatever that bit's called, the follower or something, and the ears on the pig. Back again. Hopefully all the bits have dried. Okay. Let's see if we can follow the instructions for a few minutes. Well, if we follow the instructions, we'll remember to put these bits on first. Well, they are a bit of a tight fit. Not good. That's come loose. So, didn't glue it well enough. Not a good start. Hopefully you can hear me okay. It's now raining heavily outdoors. One of the joints came loose as soon as I started assembling this. So rather than using the wood glue to put it back together, I've used super glue, much quicker. So that's in there. Right, top. This is where the other screw eyes are supposed to go. Okay. And this got to go in here. Okay, that fits in nicely. Add the handle. Right. And use super glue again. If we leave enough sticking out, yeah, there'll be enough sticking out. I can put a wheel on one side, or pulley, and we can motorize it at some time in the future. But we'll carry on doing it the way it says for now. Okay. Up into there. Oh. Right, 2 pieces 2 centimeters long, and 2 pieces 1.5 centimeters long. Come on. Stop raining. Should be able to hear me okay again now. One piece 9.5 long. Right. Well, somehow or other I seem to have lost a bit of stick. I should have a little bit of stick left to push in the end of this tubing to act as a plug. I can't find it. It should be another piece of that thickness. So I've gone and got a toothpick. That's the same thickness. Don't need the spike on the end. Just need to push that in. That's to stop that sliding through the hole, because that's going to go through there. Yeah, that'll stop it sliding through. Need another bit for the other end in a minute. So through there. Through there. Through there. Back through there. Leg out the way. Come on, line up. Go through. Nearly there. Right, done it. That was harder work than it should have been. I've got to tie the string on. Camera just stopped for some reason, not sure why. We've attached them on there, tied the string on the legs, so the legs will go up and down. So now we've got to put some glue in there. And put it together. Which way round does it show it? Don't think it really matters, but I'll... string out of the way. Can't see what I'm doing. There we go. Make sure he's pointing straight ahead. Okay, that's going to work. So now we need to tie them off. Hands are going to be in the way again, aren't they? I think it might pay to let that glue dry first, so that he's pointing straight ahead. And then we'll tie these up tight once it's dried. Yeah, it keeps twisting around that way a bit. That's probably here. I just hold those gently for now. Let's come back a bit so you can see. Right, I haven't tied the legs off yet. Yeah, because he's twisting around. Right, I'll leave that to dry. Back in a minute. I guess while we're waiting for it to dry, we can put the tail on. Right, we'll give it a proper test after the glue's dried, and then we'll tie off the legs as well. All up together. Quite a few of those glue joints failed, so I've used super glue. I think it's just because I've been rushing it. I really should have left it overnight between each section so it could dry properly, but I was impatient. So super glue's come to the rescue. And sometime in the future, I'll look to motorizing it. I'll put a pulley on here and rig it up to something, preferably solar powered. That's what I like to do. Although the weather has now broken after a long hot summer. We've had 2 days of rain. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave us a comment so I know how I'm doing. And somewhere up here there'll be some links to related playlists. Thanks again.